Yo, welcome back to the Diamond District Studios YouTube page. Hope you're doing well. So in this video, as you see on the title, we're going to focus on how to mix a South African hip-hop or rap song. So right now on your screen, you're looking at my Pro Tools session. Pro Tools is the DAW that I work in primarily for both recording and mixing. I also edit in it. And in this example, I'm using the Masterbus, what do you call a cover song. So the artist that is rapping on the song is JD, JC Dunn. He is from Durban, and I'm just gonna play the song, and then you can just basically get an idea of what we are focusing on.
Look, it started at the age of 10 when she wanted makeup. Progressed at 14 upon her first breakup. I really doubt she even knew where she was going. She was innocent, but now this alcoholism is flowing. That was 7 years ago, so now there's only 21. The type to smoke blunts and chill up under the sun. She found herself a blesser, she thinking that he the one. But she don't even know that homie has been expecting a son from another shouty. Goddamn, the shit is crazy. The bitch is falling for him, but he about to have a baby. He only copped a car to impress all his stupid ladies. They've been blinded by the fact that the homie whooping Mercedes. Now hold up, I'm about to show up. I'm about to get you in your feelings with my flow up. Look, I ain't even trying to throw these hoes up. So best believe that I ain't even about to talk about how I'm trying to get my dough up. But back to this little girl, or should I say this?
Cool, I'm just gonna play it up until that point. So typically what I do when I approach a mixing session is I will go in color code, do my routing, and just make sure that I am prepared and in the right mindset of approaching the mix. I recorded these vocals, so I know that the gain staging is well taken care of. And what I typically do is, if I can just do this, or maybe just go in this session, in this window here, what the level that I'm aiming for when I'm recording is I'm aiming around -20 to -18. So basically where the meter where the green part of the meter meets the yellow part of the meter, that's where I'm usually peaking or bouncing around when I'm recording. I don't want to be too loud where I'm clipping. I also don't want to be too low where I'm too close to the noise flow. So, and then what I do is I also gain stage my beat. You just see here when I play the beat here. So what I mean by gain staging on here is that because this mix, I basically started this session in a earlier version of Pro Tools, which was Pro Tools 9 HD. It doesn't have clip gain, so I'm using this limiter and having my ceiling at -13 to gain stage. And as you can see, my threshold is at 0, so I'm not really limiting or doing anything to the beat. So yeah, that's my beat right there. And then what I have, the processing that I have on there will make more sense once I start tackling the vocals. But for now, I have track spacer 2. So yeah, it's buggy. It usually does that when you open it. And then I have an EQ. I'll explain these as I go. And as I've shown before, the L1 limiter. So just to approach the vocals, I'm just going to solo them, and then I'm going to bypass the processing that's on there. So yeah, before I explain the processing, I'm just going to explain the routing. So I have my vocals on this orange channel here, soloed, and then the vocals are going out to a leads bus. So the leads bus is this guy here, right? So audio is coming from this channel, going to this channel here, and then on that lead bus, I'm sending that lead bus to a all Vox bus, And on that all Vox bus goes out to my monitors, which is the master bus here, the gray channel. I'm not using these two, but typically what I do is I'll have all my lead vocals coming into here, and then have all my backing vocals coming into there, and then all my ad-libs coming on there. But in this instance, I only have just the leads because it was just a cover song. And then let's just explore my processing. So what I have first is I have stock EQ, and what I'm doing there is I'm doing subtractive EQ, and I'm also doing the first high pass filter. So I'm going to play this verse with and without. So I'm just gonna maybe loop around this part here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad. But still I sort of feel bad, cause
So you can hear as I bypass in and out of the subtractive EQ that the vocals sound muddy, they sound, muffled and stuff like that. So I'm just taking out some unwanted frequency. And then I follow that up with a de-esser, just to take out the sibilants. So let's just check that out.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad. But
so it's not acting throughout, but only at certain points. And also you can hear that he has a very sibilant voice. So I'm just controlling that. And then I follow that up with a stock compressor, low ratios, mid release, moderately fast attack, and a very low threshold. But in my current process, I've replaced this with the R compressor. So I'm just gonna bypass in and out as the track plays.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but
So I'm just leveling up all those dynamics in his vocals, and this helps particularly when you're working with rap vocals. I find that you need rap vocals to always stay at a consistent level, because rap music is all about the raps. So you need to make sure that those are audible at all times. And then I'm following that up with, on the leads bus, I'm following that up with another compressor. It's the LA3A. So let's just check out. Let's check it out what it's doing.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate.
So with this, I'm not doing much. I'm just lightly kissing it, like under 1 dB of compression. And then I'm following it up with the API 550B. And what I'm doing here is I'm giving a little bit of air at 10K. I'm also taking out a little bit of 180 because I think maybe it was like a bit boxy, but let's just explore what it's doing.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking
So that's what it's doing. But obviously with boosting these frequencies around here, I am running into a risk of being sibilant. So I'm controlling all those sibilants again using another de-esser.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she...
So that's exactly what it's doing. And then again, as I've mentioned in 2 of the previous videos, I use the MV2 to basically control the dynamics of my vocal instead of using parallel compression. I'm not a fan of that. I haven't really mastered that technique yet, so for now I'm just using this.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish.
So you can hear it's just pushing the vocals up front, and it's going to basically help if you listening to this with the beat in context. which you should always do. Always process and mix in context and not in solo. And the other processing is then happening on the All-Vox channel. Then I have the R-Vox there doing compression, more compression, and I'm also gain staging down.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know she's...
So you can tell I'm not really doing much there. I think probably like 3 decibels.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate,
So you're at the most like 2.5, 3 decibels of gain reduction. That's what I'm doing with the compression here. And then I'm following that up with an SSL 4000 E channel strip. And let's see what that is doing.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know.
So I'm not doing any filtering, but what I am doing is I am taking out a little bit of that harshness in his vocals, because I recorded this on AKG 414, which is a decent mic to record vocals through. However, he has a very sibilant voice, and the mic is very bright, so I will get a bit of like harsh vocals occurring there. And what am I doing? I think that's just about it, and I'm following that up with the last de-esser in the chain.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad. But still I sort of feel bad, cause I know he's got to tell her, and I know she gonna be mad.
So I'm just trying to be as careful as I possibly can with the de-esser, because if you de-ess too much, you're going to get a vocal that sounds like the person has a lisp. So you need to be careful around that. And it might not be beneficial for you to do that if you're working with certain genres or people who sing or rap in certain languages, because you're literally changing the message of the song. So I'm going to play this in context, and then we'll see. But before I do that, I'm just going to bypass the processing I have on the beat bus, on the beat channel actually.
Back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish.
So that sounds good. However, it doesn't sound as good as it should be if I don't have these two processing on them. So what do I have there? So let's explore this. I have track spacer, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and then I have it in mid-side mode and fast attack, medium release, so like 30 milliseconds. And then what I'm doing basically is every single time the vocal, so I'm sending that, before I explain, I'm sending the vocals from the vocal bus, the all vocal bus, sending it pre-fader and to a bus, right? So I have this bus here. Then I've just renamed it Vox Duck, and the plugin is excuse me, the plugin is catching that and basically using that as an input to engage the processing.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman?
So you see, every single time the vocal plays, the beat will get ducked. And then I'm also using filtering, so it's not just ducking everything, but it's ducking everything above 100 and everything up below 6K.
But back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's...
So that's that. And then I'm applying more processing here through I'm taking out 500 hertz in the beat, and also boosting up some 40 hertz just for body.
Back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even trying to hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad. But still I sort of feel bad, cause I know he's got to tell her.
So you can tell that just wraps the beat around the vocals. So then let's explore what am I doing on the Masterbus. I have Kramer tape, as you've seen in the 2 other videos. I usually gravitate towards this preset here, which is the mastering soft clean compression, but everything is done in context, so I have to listen. If it works, then I'll use it. If it doesn't, I'll stay away from it. And then I am following that up with clipping. So I'm using T-Rex Classic Clipper. I got this for free when IK Multimedia was running a special. It's great for getting volume into my mix bus without going into or relying on a limiter.
Back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad, but still I sort of feel bad.
So not only am I getting level out of it, but I'm also getting some sort of a glue effect. So it's bringing everything together and just tightening everything up. So lastly, I'll just show you my reverb and just basically spatial effects. So
back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad, but still I sort of feel bad, cause I know he's got to tell her, and I know she gon' be mad. Don't even know why I've been showing this all this interest. I'ma stay sipping my tea, cause I'm knowing that ain't my business. Cause back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad, but still I sort of feel bad.
So just like everyone else, the process keeps changing as I go, right? So I've done this mix I think I did this mix around January 2019. Now what I typically do is I'll roll off a little bit of the highs just so I can give the presence more towards the lead vocals than paying or pulling attention towards the effects.
Back to this little girl, or should I say this woman? Like I ain't even tryna hate, I know she's only human, but the bitch been looking ghoulish. Damn, she acting foolish. She thinks she know it all, but the honey just looking clueless, and it's sad, but still I sort of feel bad, cause I know it's
a subtle effect, but it does add a little bit of a push to the vocals and making everything just sound clean. So typically that's what I would do when I mix a rap song, whether it's South African or international, and I hope that you've learned a thing or two, and you also realize the thinking and the philosophy that goes into the mixing process, because you don't want to paint by the numbers. So you always want to use your ears first, and then the meters are there just to give you guidance. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the videos with some of your friends and colleagues, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.